Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Kira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. It feels so good to be back in our rhythm. It feels so good to be back in this space of channeling these messages together. Today is a slow morning for me, and it feels so nice. I did not make it to the gym. I did not even get out of my bed till 8. It's been a very slow prayer practice. And today I get to meet with my authors in The Blessing of the Body in just a few short minutes. And there's something so healing to me when I get to sit in prayer with others. And that's what we are doing here in our prayer corner is, even though I may not see you, even though I may not even know your name, we are sitting in prayer together, and it is my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing to do. So I'm just wrapping you in all of my love and gratitude that you're here. And why don't we begin, shall we? So let's start with just a nice deep breath in. We're going to breathe all the way down to the tips of our toes. We're going to breathe in again. And out. We're just going to ground ourselves into our bodies. And anywhere in your physical body or emotional body where maybe you feel pain, we're going to breathe in the divine light, the light of God, the light of Christ, the divine essence that it supersedes all things. It expands into all things. We're going to breathe it into wherever you're having pain. And this can be physical pain or emotional pain. You're going to breathe this light in. And as you breathe out, we're going to let the pain leave. We're going to do that again. And out. There we go. And in this energy, we're going to call in all of our angels and our guides, and through the divine light, they will come and sit with us, and that they may bring peace into our hearts. They may hold this space with us. Then we're going to prep our bodies. So we're going to ask that light may cleanse our ears, that they may be tuned to the frequency of the voice of God so that we may hear the messages that God has for us. We're going to ask that light will touch our third eyes, that we may have access to all of our gifts and claim them. And that light may cleanse our lips, that we may speak the words that we have been called to speak. There we go. I'm going to read to you a really beautiful message that God gave me once in my prayer corner. These are the words that I received. Soft are the pathways to change the hard. Allow yourself to feel soft. Allow the hardened edges to become soft. Allow for the magic to heal your heart. Allow for softness, and everything will come easier. It's interesting in the scriptures, there's a lot of verses that talk about hardened hearts. And I think I always thought that meant wicked heart growing up, right? I just thought hardened hearts were wicked. But the older I get and the more pain I've been through and struggle, I actually think that a hardened heart is one that happens simply because we don't trust that there can be love. We don't trust in the good. And instead, we find ourselves barely able to be. And then it's like a boot that got stuck in the mud and then it dried, and then it went stuck in the mud again and it dried, and then it happened again and again. And before you know it, this boot is 1,000,000 pounds and 7 layers deep of mud. And that's what I see happens with our hearts. It's what I've seen happen with my heart. After so much pain in my life, just my heart kept getting harder and harder. And I feel as though God is taking some warm water to that mud and asking that I will soften it. Because here's the thing. If we block out love and we block out connection in the human world, it's not just in the human world, it's also in the spiritual world. And so when we block it out physically, emotionally, we're also blocking it out spiritually. There is only one pathway with the heart. And God has shown me this over and over and over, that it is the highway of receiving. It's where we receive our gifts. It's where we receive abundance. It's where we receive from God. And a blockade on a highway blocks all the cars, not just one lane. And so as we go into prayer today, I invite you to place whatever has kept your heart hardened into God and ask for the warmth of God's love to soften your heart so that you may receive. So that you may receive. So we're going to pick that up. Whatever has been hardening your heart, we're going to put it into God. We're going to ask that God will transfigure it and allow our hearts to soften. Allow our hearts to soften into trust. Trust with God, trust with ourselves, trust with others. Allow ourselves to soften into miracles, into love, into abundance. We're going to ask that God will touch our cells, that our cells will match the frequency of love. They'll remember love. They may breathe it into existence. Then we're going to ask that God will place his hands on our head to give us a blessing, that we may hear the words that God has for us. And I'm going to be quiet while you receive. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, allowing this light to move down through the body, allowing the words that you received to become a part of you. And we're going to open up our palms and we're going to ask God, what is the most important thing that I need to do today? And if you want to get very precise, ask God, what's the most important thing I need to do today to soften my heart? You're going to listen and you're going to receive. We're going to ask that our angels will walk with us today, that they will open up pathways of miracles, that they will open up the heavens, that our stride may match the stride of God, that our rhythm may be a rhythm of softness today. And with that, I thank you for wandering into the sacred, and I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you, my love, for wandering into the sacred with me today. It is always an honor to hold this space for thousands of us to gather daily in sacred devotion. If you feel called to deepen this practice and join me live, I invite you to be a part of the Sacred Wandering Circle, a private, intimate space where we share our daily blessings in a Facebook group and gather once a month for a live 1-hour session. We come together to bless the body, to pray, and to receive. There is so much power when we unite with others who hold the sacred sacred. If your heart is nudging you, you can find the link in the show notes. And remember, you don't need anyone to help you hear God. You are the conduit. God speaks directly to you. And your prayer corner, it lives within you always.